This video is for all schools that received the National Tutoring Programme grant in the 2022 to 2023 academic year. You need to submit your year-end statement by 2 p.m. on Friday the 29th of September to tell us how you used your funding. The form is mandatory even if you didn't spend any of your NTP grant. We will use information you provide to work out whether we need to recover any money from your school. You'll need information about all tutoring your school delivered up to the 31st of August 2023. You can pause this video to read the list on screen. So let's move on to the form. Read the information on screen and select Continue. You need to have an account with the DfE sign-in service to access the form. Once you've signed in, press Start Now to begin your year-end statement. First, you'll be asked to confirm that the allocation shown on screen matches your NTP grant. If it doesn't, you can still continue to complete the form and we'll contact you afterwards. Most schools will choose Yes and select Continue. You will then be asked whether you spent any of your grant to deliver tutoring. If you haven't delivered any tutoring, select No, which means we'll recover your NTP grant in full. If you have delivered tutoring, select Yes. Then tell us which route you used. In this example, my school used a combination of a tuition partner and our own staff. Now you'll need to say how many pupils received tutoring, based on the 3 criteria shown on screen. We're looking for one figure, so it doesn't matter which NTP route you used. Only count pupils once, even if the same pupil received tutoring in multiple subjects. In this example, we delivered tutoring to 270 pupils. Next, we'll need to enter how much you spend on tutoring. It's important you enter the total cost to your school, which will include your school's contribution, as well as your NTP grant from DfE. If your allocation was for mainstream pupils and pupils with SEND in specialist settings, you'll need to give 2 figures. You will only be able to enter data for the type of allocation that your school received. In this example, my school spent £50,000 with a tuition partner and £10,000 on school-led tutoring. So I'll enter £60,000. Next, you'll report how many hours of tutoring were delivered based on the 2 criteria shown on screen. Remember to include every hour delivered per pupil. So if a tutor delivered 15 hours of tuition to a group of 3 pupils, you'd count it as 45 hours. In this example, our tuition partner delivered 3,000 hours to mainstream pupils, and our school staff delivered 1,100 hours. So I'll enter a total figure of 4,100 here. The next page uses the figures you've entered so far to calculate your average hourly cost. This is so you can sense check whether the data you entered was accurate. Select back if you want to make a change on a previous screen or continue to move on. You'll now be asked to confirm that you have not spent your recovery premium on tutoring that was subsidised by the NTP grant. I can confirm my school did not, so I'll select Yes. Next, we'd like to know your tutoring plans for the new academic year. Choose the most appropriate statement and select Continue. On screen, you'll see declarations to confirm you spent your funding according to the guidance and conditions of grant. Please read each statement and tick the boxes before selecting Continue to move on. We now need your email address to send your confirmation when you've submitted the form. We'll also email you in November with details of any funding we're going to recover. We recommend adding a second email address so another member of staff receives this information too. For example, this could be your deputy head or school business manager. Enter their email address and select Continue. Please check all your answers carefully before submitting them. You can save the summary as a PDF if you wish, but don't forget to submit the form. This page confirms we have received your submission. Please make a note of the reference number. You can edit and resubmit the form if you need to until 2 p.m. on Friday, the 29th of September. We've published further guidance on gov.uk and you can contact us if you need further support. Thank you for watching.